Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Important and complicated information, and I think that's one of the great problems that we have. It's a complex issue with no simple solutions. This is a problem that's festered for a long time without appropriate and proper attention, and here we are, having people's retirement threatened, having the economy in many ways threatened. I don't think we can overstate that. I think these are incredibly challenging times, and we're looking for creative solutions. We're looking for ways that everybody can win and ways that we can send a message to people who would save that their retirement is going to be secure, that they'll have something for all the sacrifice that they make by doing the right thing in America, and that is saving for their retirement. And so I just have a couple questions that I think hopefully, I had another committee hearing, but hopefully haven't been overly discussed here, which is timing. When you look at the problem that we have, and let's look forward for either of the gentlemen who are testifying, what's our window for solution? What's our time envelope for solution to this problem? How much worse can it get if we wait beyond the year that this committee has to try and resolve this problem? And we'll start with Mr. Golden.
Timing is of the utmost importance, and the longer you wait, the more, again, you think of it as plans going off the side of the cliff. The closer you get to that side, the less choices you have of slamming on the brakes or making a turn. So the longer you wait, some of these plans are on the precipice right now, others are farther up the hill. So one issue is the longer you wait, the more the plans will go bad.
If I can just, going with your analogy, how close to the cliff are we right now?
Well, the PBGC's projection was 2025 before Do
you agree with that?
Yes.
Okay. So that would be a catastrophic cliff event, 2025.
Some marker to.
And so some of the options that we may have had 5 years ago, 10 years ago are no longer available to us.
Right.
Is that correct?
Or at least some of the plans won't be able to be helped by those solutions.
Well, Mr. Barthold, do you disagree with any of that?
Senator, my colleagues and I haven't undertaken an independent analysis of that at the PBGC, so I really shouldn't comment.
Have not taken.
We have not undertaken an independent analysis of that of the PBGC.
Economic analysis.
Correct.
Okay. When you look at additional tools and you look at some of the plans, have either one of you had an opportunity to look at some of the plans, even the 14 plan, and analyze whether those, obviously the 14 plan didn't result in an approval of the Central States recommendation, but have you had a chance to look at various methods and plans that have been considered and evaluated, and do you have a preference for any of those? Mr. Goldman?
And can you clarify?
I mean, if you looked at Butch Lewis, have you looked at the Butch Lewis bill that was introduced last year?
Yes, I'm going to keep my comments on kind of what led up to it at this point, if that's okay.
Okay, that's fine. Mr. Barthold?
Senator, the Joint Committee staff doesn't make policy recommendations to the Congress. We work with the members on their policy.
But you do evaluate proposals.
But I will add.
I'm not asking for a recommendation. I'm asking about, because we need to have a range of tools in our toolbox. Are there, let's put it this way, are there tools that have been considered by the Joint Committee that we should be considering right now?
Well, things that lead to underfunding are what are the level of benefits that are promised, and what are the funding requirements, what are investment returns, what risk are we willing to accept, both in terms of investment planning and risk that might be borne by sort of the residual guarantor, the pension benefit guarantee corporation. So those are, and additional funding from the outside, were we just to supplement the assets of the PBGC, for example. So those are all possible policy tools that members may want to consider.
I think, if I can just comment quickly, I think when we look at this, I think one of the questions is, this is not something that can happen independent of intervention from the Congress, and I think that seems clear in all the evaluation, and so I thank you for your answers.